that's everything pertaining to the truck thus far. We'll finish up the trailer. Okay. Now, on the trailer, we're right here at the landing gear. Okay, your landing gear, you're checking the entire landing gear, and the in-between stuff on the landing gear is called cross members. It's your cross members, okay? You're checking those cross members right there. And right here, this your arm. You got a high and a low gear, okay? Now this right here, all this is your body. All this is your body. That that's coming from underneath is called a leg. That's your leg, and then your foot, okay? So you're checking all of that and making sure that everything is level and that it's gonna touch at the same time, okay? You're walking on down, everything looking good, okay? Coming on down, checking for any damage or anything that could become a hazard, okay? Now I'm gonna check underneath my trailer. Now these are called cross members as well. Those beams right there. Those are cross members, making sure that everything is intact and nothing is hanging down. And right here, that wood is just your floorboard. You just want to make sure that there's nothing protruding from the inside to the outside, okay? You're gonna walk on down, looking top to bottom, the rest of the length, okay? You got your marker lights right here, and making sure that they're working properly. You got your left turn signal, right turn signal, and your four-way flashes, okay? You continue to walk down, and then you look at your airlines. Your airlines back here must be at least 18 inches from the ground. They have to be, okay, so it won't get hung up, okay? Now, this is an older trailer, but it's an air ride trailer, okay? Now, what we're gonna look at, we're looking at our brake hoses and lines right here, and these are our brake chamber. Just remember with your brake chamber, you have a slack adjuster that's on the front of them, and you're always gonna have a push rod. Test purpose, if you miss anything pertaining to your brakes, one thing, it fails you for the whole test. So make sure that you know this. Don't remember it, but just know it.
Run it back one more time.
All right. Now you got your brake hoses right here. You got your brake chamber. That's your brake chamber. Every brake chamber comes with a slack adjuster, which is on the other side, and a push rod that goes into your brake chamber. Okay, no more than 1 inch of play. Okay, like I said, you have to know everything on your pertaining to your brakes, because if you miss just one thing, it fails you for the whole test. Okay?
And you have to touch it and name that.
You have to touch everything and you have to name it. Okay, you can't remember names and then not know it.
Right.
Okay, that is tried. Students have tried that, but hey, you just pretty much touch it and know it. Okay, right over here, we're gonna look at our spring mount. This right here is a spring mount. It's holding that spring with the springs right here. Okay, make sure it is intact. No illegal welds and all. And right here you have we're looking at the other side so you all can see better. That right there, that's your brake drum right there. It's not cracked or broken. Okay, and on the inside we see the brake linings and brake pads. Okay, now I see on this truck it is air ride because it does have a shock absorber back here. If it has it back there, you have to name it. Shock absorber mount. Okay, and behind that I also see an airbag. So you want to check that airbag because you see it, you have to name it. Okay, you check the airbags and make sure it's not torn or ripped. Shock absorber, airbag. Okay, now as we come on out, before I get out, because we've already named the brake drum, we're going to look at our tandem slide. This entire rail right here is called a tandem slide. With that tandem slide, you got a locking pin and a release arm. That's pretty much it that you have. You have the tandem slide, locking pin, and a release arm. Okay? All right? Now we're going to come on out to the tires. Now, your tires is 2 30-seconds. These are your tandem tires. 2 30-seconds in tread depth, ABC, abrasions, budges, and cuts. Now, they can be recapped. You don't want mismatch on your vehicle. Okay? Now, I'm checking in between my spacers and make sure that my spacers are free of debris. Okay? All right, we're going to come on out. Coming on out. Okay? Looking at my tires right here, ABC. Looking at my rim. My rim, no illegal welds, and it is intact with my tires. Okay? Want to go ahead and check my lug nuts. I have 10 lug nuts. Rust is an indication of being loose. Okay? I do have a valve stem with a metal cap on it. Okay? There you go again. That's a hub oil seal. You want to make sure that it's not leaking. If it did, you'll see the build up right here. Okay? Now with this, same thing. What apply to this side, applies to the other side, which what applies to this axle applies to this axle. Okay? Still looking at the continuation of my trailer, looking at my DOT stickers, and walking on down, and there goes my mud flap. My mud flap, 1 to 4 inches from the ground. Okay? Continue to walk on back, still looking top to bottom, looking at my ABS light, which is your anti-braking system lights. Okay? Making sure that it's working properly. You don't want them to be on, because once it's on, that detects some type of a effect back there for your brakes. You're having brake problems. Okay? Right here, there go your marker lights again. Your marker lights working properly. Okay? It's no left turn, no right turn, but just want to make sure that's actually, when you're driving at night, you can see the end of your trailer. Okay? So that's your marker lights right there. Okay? You walking on back to the back of that trailer, and you're looking at this door. Have a different type of door today. We had that roll-up door more or less than the open door. If you had that open door, you have a trailer tie back, which would be about right up in there, or right up in here, tying your door back. Okay? But what you're doing, you're just looking at the door. It is secure, it's locked in. Okay? DOT reflectors, round. Got my clearance lights up at the top. And I'm coming down to check my lights. I'm checking my brake lights. I got my left turn signal, right turn signal, and my 4-way flashes. Okay? Also, I'm checking my tag light right here along with my tag. There go my DOT bumper, and it is intact. Okay? And we'll move to the inside. You don't want to never say that you are done. You're only done when you're done with everything. Okay?